Welcome to the Everyday Mom Challenge. This is episode 132, Homeschool Open House. Yes, and I told the boys we were going to have parent-teacher conferences before school started. They kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And I explained to them the importance of starting off our school year right. When you're in the public schools, you go to open house and you get to meet your teachers and hear about your school supplies and see your list and just get the feel for how everything is going to be. And it gets you motivated for learning, and it gets that excitement going again after a long summer. So I had this idea of doing an open house. So I set everything up today, and it took me all day long to do it. Like, I literally was working from 11 o'clock until 9 o'clock, making sure that I had their agendas, all their materials ready to go, all of their links and assignments for the first week of school. I do feel like the hardest part is over because I have built the skeleton of how I want each week to go. So that took a lot of thought and prayer and effort. When I got them in the den, I had a big Vans bag and I had all their materials in it that I've been collecting over the summertime. You know, their pencils and their calculators. I didn't have anything opened, kept it all in the boxes, so that way they could tear them open and we could separate things, and they were really excited. Before I even opened anything, though, out of the bags, I showed them our motto. So, this is us. Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. That is Proverbs 16:3. And I told the boys that between their computers, somewhere on the wall, this motto is going to go, just to remind them each day that we not only do work for ourselves and because it's on an agenda, but we do our work for the Lord. Okay, so I got these $11 book bags off of Amazon. Oh my gosh, they're like the best book bags I've ever seen. And Sam, of course, he got the camo one. Solomon got the green one. But they are expandable. They have all these pockets. So Samuel already has his packed. So I'm just going to kind of show you, pencils and his pencil sharpener. All of that went into the first bucket, into the first pouch, into the second zippered one. We have nothing. It's a tiny one. Let me find the bigger one. Okay. This is where his dinner goes. I call this dinner table documentaries. And these are his journals. Solomon got a Captain American journal. And Samuel got Animal Planet. I'm sorry, it's late. It's like 10:30. I told y'all I've been doing this all day. But I went ahead and, I let him write his name in his journal, and I talked to them about each phase of the day. And when they got together for the dinner time documentaries, what that looked like. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. He put his calculator and all his color pencils and his crayons and his markers all in this section. And then his last section, of course, has all of his reading books that I'm going to be doing with him, like our reading instruction. And his math book, and his sketch pads, then his Spanish notebook, his writing notebook, and then his 5-subject notebook that had his reading, math, spelling, and vocabulary, science, and social studies. So we went ahead and we picked out our marker colors and we coded everything. I expressed to the boys that their most important piece of their information that they had to keep up with was their special folder. I'm going to show you how I organized the special folder. This one is Sam's. On this side we have his agenda that I have typed up for each day. Then on this side you can see it's got an activity that I made up for him. So that's going to be to go into his writing notebook. It's a little game for writing sentences. His reading log, we talked about how to fill that out and how to do the 20-minute timer. He's going to set a timer on his, not his iPad, he's got a tablet, on his tablet, and Solomon's going to do his on his phone. But they cannot start timing until they have already written down their information, got comfortable, situated themselves, book open, and then timer. And they're going to time themselves for 20 minutes. I am doing the sight word assessment on Sam. I talked about that in a previous one. I found the sight word assessment online. I loved this. It's going to be easy, and then it's going to help me keep coding if there's a word he missed. This is, both of them have this, the grades for Spanish 1. This is coming off of Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool for the Spanish 1 class. We're going to do this and instant immersion. So we're going to keep the instant immersion along with the Easy Peasy Spanish inside our Spanish notebook. Okay. This is a virtual online. I got this from a college, but I'm going to do this with them for social studies this week. This one actually has Sam's name on it. I went looking for things that could just, kind of get him drawn in for things doing independently. And he's going to learn an Aesop fable because we're doing Greek mythology and Greek culture. So he's doing The Boy Who Cried Wolf this week on his own. I found an online story. He's going to have that read to him. Then I found a YouTube video that shows it as well, and it highlights the words as it goes along. And then I have this as the third piece that he has to do. So by then he'll have so much background knowledge on it. This should be, a piece of cake for him. So you can see that one. And it's got Sam's name on it. We're going to be doing the Minotaur. So I found this, and this was the last thing I printed. All the lines are gone, which I hate. So I could tell him, you can do this one in your notebook. The agenda. I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit. Solomon was a little apprehensive about the agenda because I sent him all of the links, everything ahead of time in YouTube, all of his YouTube videos that he had to watch, all the documentaries, everything. I sent it all in an organized list on his Gmail account. I've already done a video about the importance of making homeschool Gmails. So that's already in place. I sent him that, and then I sent him a separate email just for his agenda because I made sure everything was hyperlinked so that way he could get on it. Well, I also sent him Sam's agenda because I know that Sam, working independently, may have some questions, and he knows he can always go to Brother and ask for those. Okay, so my motto is at the top of everything. And of course I have, our information. But I've got it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're starting September 1st. I want to let you know I color-coded everything. The things that Samuel and Solomon are supposed to do on their own is color-coded black. Okay? That is in any order. They just have to make sure they put the check mark beside it. Now, I've given Solomon an additional task. I know that Sam is not old enough to be able to calculate all of his times yet. That is something that I'm going to have him do. But right now, I'm just trying to get him into the routine of school, homeschool. So I'm not going to put that added pressure onto him. But Solomon, he's used to this, and he's a lot older and mature. So I'm going to have him do starting and end times. Now, it's important that you explain to your homeschooler that you're not doing it to check in on them, and it's not that you don't trust that they're doing the work, but that you need to know how much time your child is spending on these activities so that way you can meet their needs the next week. Because if I am overextending him in any way and I am, going way overboard, because I overplan as a teacher anyway. I mean, I have that as a severe issue. I got to get better at this. So I know that I'm probably doing it in homeschool as well, and I'm very realistic that I'm going to need to adjust myself as we go. I've got to figure out the pace. Now I also have to figure out their individual paces. So right now I'm having Solomon time his, and then I'm having, okay, these are the most important skills for Sam. I'm going to have Sam, not time, but do. Okay, so Samuel starts off in this spelling city. I already have that done. Then I found a YouTube video that flashes third grade spelling words, adult words. If you look on the side of my YouTube, I've got homeschool videos, and I have been throwing in videos over there that I have found. The boys can go there and they can pull resources, but you guys can too. And I'll make sure that I don't use that video again when I'm planning. Next, he's going to learn about the King Midas and the Golden Touch, because we're going to read the book later. So I wanted to let him go ahead and kind of do the spoiler alert, and I wanted him to watch the video. I just think that's really important for him, because it's just going to set his reading confidence up even higher when I get with him one-on-one. I found a video that has the words on the screen. I'm going to try to do the subtitles as much as I can. I know I was not as successful as some of the other videos, and I was disappointed, but I did get this one. How to write a sentence. I'm starting him off basic. I'm not going to assume like he knows everything. I'm going to start off as we are going to be teaching these basic skills as a review. I found him an excellent video, and then I did an activity where he's going to create silly sentences. It's really fun. It looks so cute. And the cards, I already have them in here. So, and I have the directions on the cards, and then he's got to write it into his notebook. And then I just cut the directions on the front. I know I could do this better. I could make a foldable. I could make it into a colored folder, and I think I'm going to purchase some colored folders tomorrow so I can make him some learning activity games. Like he takes the blue card and he matches it with the red card, and he has to actually write his first starters of his sentences. So yeah, I'm really thinking about making him some games, some game folders, and then I could keep them in a bucket or keep them in some type of organizer for him. I kind of came up with that idea today, and I didn't have my materials ready, so when I go to Walmart tomorrow after work, I'm going to get me a pack of those really pretty colored folders, and I'm going to get some different little things that I can use to stick inside the folders at Dollar Tree. They already have like the pre-cut pretties, and I'm going to get those. So after he does that, I have IXL Math. I went ahead. Now you can do the 20 for free, but you go ahead and get that membership. I'm telling you, it's worth it, and it's for all your children. The dinner table documentary science. The first one they're going to watch is the volcano, and they have to pull out their journals. Now their journals are going to be separate. Sam's minimum right now is he has to write 3 sentences and draw a picture of what he feels was a standout, something that was interesting, something that he would love to share with me, something new that he learned. And then when we come to the dinner table, they're going to bring their journals, and that is going to be a part of our how's your school day, tell me, what you learned. That is going to be on our discussion. So that's going to be a reinforcement there, dinner table documentaries. The reading log, I've already told you about that. Then, the way I did this, I should have stopped and told you this a while ago. All the black is for what they do independently, but do you see where I color-coded it red? Like, the red means stop. So that way Sam knows he has to stop what he's doing, and then he has to get with his brother. Because these are going to be group activities that they're going to be doing at the same exact time. So if Solomon's not finished with his activities, Sam knows that he has free time, that he can wait for his brother. Solomon is the same way. If Sam is not finished and Solomon is, they have free time until they catch back up with each other, and that's when they're going to do the red activities together. So they have 2 red activities every day that they are going to do, the dinner table documentary and the reading logs. Once they do those 2 together, they're finished until it's my time to work with them. And then when I work with them, then they're going to do their social studies, their math, they're going to do their assessments, then they're going to do vocabulary words from their Greek mythology PowerPoint that I found, and then we're doing our Spanish. Now I'm not doing science the first day because I wanted them to get this intro to Greek mythology PowerPoint done. And we're doing a virtual tour online that I found from a college. It's awesome. And it came with a worksheet, so we're going to all be doing that together. So that's our introduction to our social studies unit. I've put all the links again on here so that way it's easy for them to find. We're doing pre-assessments for math. We're doing the complete sight work and phonics pre-assessments, and then we're going to read King Midas together. That's me and Sam by ourselves. Then I'm going to pull Solomon in, and then we're going to do our intro to Greek mythology PowerPoint, and we're going to be writing down vocabulary in our social studies, and we're going to be writing down keynotes and main ideas from each slide. And we're going to be taking shorthand notes, and I'm going to be teaching Sam the same thing. Then we're going to do our Spanish, and we are going to be finished. So we have 11 things to do, 12 things to do on the rest of the days, because I've told you what have I added after that first day. I've added science. So we're going to have 12 activities. It just worked itself out that way this week, where every day, the first day was 11, the second day is 12, so we have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is 12. On Friday, I'm going to let the boys, instead of watching a documentary, they're going to watch a movie. And I went ahead and reserved the Jason and the Argonauts. It is the really old version. I love it. Solomon doesn't remember watching it. It's on Netflix. I'm telling you, Netflix is the way to go for your documentaries, and get your ads, so that way you can get your the ones that they don't offer on Play Now, Play the Videos Now, you can get your ad. I went ahead and built a queue up, and that took a while. I built up all the documentaries on our queue, so that way they can just go there quickly. And I also built up the ad queue. And on the ad queue, I put Jason and the Argonauts first, and I put the old Clash of the Titans. I have that copy. I have actually 2 copies of that one, but I have them on VHS. So I need to get that version back in DVD. I tell you, I'm so excited. While I was watching their faces when we were going through the agenda, it was just like, oh, I could just see it. Just see that they took on my passion for teaching and learning. And Sam was like, I'm ready to start now. Can I go play Starfall now? Can I go do this now? And I said, no, sweetheart, not yet. Now, if you've got your free time, if you want to go on and start working on some just games and some websites, I love that. But the agendas have to stay day by day. Then when you have free time, you're welcome to get on Funbrain and Starfall and other educational games. So I'm going to have Solomon, which was a big help to me today. Solomon built folders on Sam's computer. He watched a YouTube video on how to do it, because we didn't know how to do it. And we built folders where it was their spell and city vocabulary folders. He did it for his Greek mythology folder and IXL folder, and it has all the links. So all he has to do is look on his desktop, and he already has his folders. Now I need to do like fun educational game folder. I just thought about that based on how he was reacting when we were sitting together during our open house. So that's stuff that I'm going to improve on for the next week. I think we've got ourselves pretty much covered for right now. I explained to Solomon the beauty of flexibility, and that we always had to keep an open mind, and that we would adjust and work our way through the schedule. At first, when Solomon saw his agenda before open house, he came in and kind of collapsed on the couch and looked over dramatized. And he said, this is going to be so hard. And I said, baby, what are you talking about? He said, Mom, I saw all those links, and I saw all that work. And he's like, this research and all of this I'm going to be doing. And I said, I know, son, and you're ready, and you're going to be just fine. He needs to be challenged. He's a very smart young man. And I just know that as he goes along, he's going to see, he's going to embrace it and love it. Because after we were sitting and doing the agenda, he asked me step by step. He actually went through his entire week with me. And I was very patient, and I let him talk it out. I did not do that with Sam. I only did Tuesday with Sam, because I'm going to do it again tomorrow night with Sam, Tuesday again, just so he could see it. And then on Tuesday night, I'm going to do Wednesday with Sam. But Solomon went ahead and talked out his entire week with me. And then after that, he pulled up his mythology book, his myths and legends book, and he started flipping through it and showing me the ones that he was, questioning about. Are we going to read the Iliad? Are we going to do that next? I'm like, no, we're doing the Odyssey next, so you're going to have to wait. Sam already went to his computer when I came back around him to start cleaning up the dishes, and he said, Mama, And I'm like, what is it? He's like, I'm on Starfall. They have Chinese fables. And he read it. He said, I want to do China next. Can we learn about China? I said, yes, we can. And there's a lot of Chinese literature that I could do with Solomon. So I was really excited about how they're looking forward to not only their school week, but just their school year in general. So I think having the open house was one of the best things to do. So I challenge you to do that. And you know, if you've already started in your homeschool year, who's to say you can't sit down and just have a homeschool PTA meeting? Yeah, I know, it might sound a little weird because you're the parent, you're the teacher, but you know, you could give out awards. I'm going to be doing that during my PTA. I'm going to find some of their student work, I'm going to showcase it, and I'm going to put it on different colored construction paper so that I can hang it up for parent-teacher conferences. I actually thought about inviting Eli to do one of them as he could be a guest, and the kids could showcase their work to Eli and kind of show off some of the things that they were doing, because you know, that's one thing about school. You know, they get to have that pats on the back by the teachers if their teachers are good motivators, and they can speak encouraging words to them instead of, you know, always being condescending and talking down to them. But, you know, they get that in elementary school and middle school and even high school. I do it all the time. And they get to show their moral work on the walls. So I'm going to start doing some new things like that I did not do with Solomon 3 years ago. My agenda is a lot more advanced. I'm going to show you the old agenda. This is an old agenda for Solomon's homeschool. As you can see, it's a lot more advanced. I love it. I feel very confident about it. Not to say that I won't change and improve. So if you have any suggestions, please share them with me. Schedule your first PTA. I challenge you. You don't have to wait till the end of the 9 weeks. That's how we do it in schools. You can actually do 6 weeks reporting periods. You can set it up anytime you would like. You can have monthly PTA meetings. I'm going to have my PTA meeting at the beginning of October because I just kind of want to get that kickstart again. I want to be positive and I want to keep the momentum going. So I think I'm going to have that PTA, and I'm going to invite Ida over. I might even invite my best friend Tanya over and have the kids share with Tanya some of their work. So I hope you have a blessed day, and please pray for me as I'm praying for you. I've got a lot of schoolwork left to do for my job, so I better get off of here because it's been a long day of homeschooling, and now I've got to shift gears to 10th grade. So have a blessed one, and I'll see you tomorrow.